Good morning everybody and welcome back here to what is now a calm Thursday after a very windy Wednesday evening. Sun is out, glorious, enjoying this. But it looks like we're in for another storm coming through tomorrow, Friday, so I have to see what that brings. There's these low pressures coming in from the Atlantic now. It's probably what we more expect this time of year, not like that incredibly dry January we had, and I don't mean in the alcohol terms, also the weather terms. Unbelievable January, warm as well in places, few frosts, but mainly dry, very little rain, and going into February as well. This has meant we've done some green keeping. We've done verticutting the greens. That's the earliest we've ever verticut greens, and why not? If the weather's letting us do it, let's do it. So took about half a cubic metre of grass off each green, which is great. It's a good first hit. Followed up with hand mowing. We started hand mowing the greens now. Not so much, of course, during the winter because we haven't got the growth, but in the summer we're going to keep the pressure on with the hand mowing. Need to get 2 more hand mowers. We've only got 2 at the moment. It's just a struggle for 2 guys to get around the course before golf starts, but we're trying desperately to purchase 2 more hand mowers, which isn't easy at this time, but I'm sure we'll find some alternative. Winter programme. The path up the 7th, you're all seeing that now. It's getting a bit of a pain, I do know, trying to find our way around, especially as it has now rained. It's getting a bit sticky up there. Throwing a lot of staff now at this path. I want to try and get it open. The plan was to try and get it open for the weekend, just so we could get you guys up to the men's white tee and then down again. Even for the ladies, it's been a bit more convenient. Just got to see what this weather does at the moment, see if that slows us up, but that's still the goal, try and get it open for the weekend. Steps are now installed in the 8th, and once we got those covered and the carpet fully pinned down, we should be in a good position. So winter programme is still ongoing, of course. We've the bunkers, they're slowly coming to an end now with the edging up, and then it's just fully concentrate, run up to keep the sand going in and keeping these bunkers topped up. That's not a very quick job, by the way. I mean, 75 bunkers, some of them are requiring more than 1 tonne. So if you just worked on that, that's 75 tonnes, and shoveled, by the way. We don't have a machine to do this, so that's ongoing, but I'll throw a few more staff at it and we'll see if we can get that cracked out before the end of March. And the other thing we've been doing as well is behind the scenes. A lot of stuff's done behind the scenes you guys don't see. Health and safety, it's something we take very seriously. It's a big subject, of course, and especially when you're on somewhere like a golf course where you've got clubhouse sites as well as then open spaces like we've got. So COVID has slowed everything up. People went out of check. We just couldn't physically get to do our training. These centres were shut down, but they've all now opened and we're on a major catch-up. So just recently we all undertook fire training, especially people in the clubhouse more so. I come along to it because of my department, but it really affects the clubhouse side of that. The clubhouse, nearly off every member of staff is fire trained. Now fire trained means they're not firemen, but it's how to handle incidents and incident plans. We do have incident plans and they're very robust if they're adhered to. So if the fire alarms go off, we sweep the clubhouse from top to toe. People have their departments and that's what they do, and it can be done very quickly, very efficiently if fire alarms go off. If fire's small enough and it can be dealt with fire extinguisher, we're trained to do that, but we're not firemen, so we don't put ourselves into danger with that. That's what the professionals are there for. But the fire alarm goes off, you'll see people running around sweeping the clubhouse, probably shouting instructions. The biggest issue we've always found is it's not the staff evacuating, it's getting members and golfers to move. So if you do hear that fire alarm, it's a terrible inconvenience, I do know, but if you could just listen to the staff and what they say, it's usually get out to the back of the 18th green, converge there while the incident's just sorted out. Most times it's a very small incident and you're back in the clubhouse before you know it, but you never know, it will be that day maybe when it's going to be very serious. So the plans are there, the staff are trained. So we cover that department. The clubhouse has fire system, very robust fire system all throughout the clubhouse as well. So that's just one area. Excuse me. Next area is the first aid course, sorry. Still in check, a lot of people are, but some people are out of check. So we've had a 3-day first aid course to bring us up to speed. all passed, which is good. But it's quite an intensive one, the 3-day one, and it covers everything really, from you've got a splinter right up to where we're using the defibrillator. So it's a big spectrum. So the defibs, a very important tool for us here. We've had to use one in the past successfully. We have one at the halfway hut and we have one in the clubhouse. Now, the fair portion of us are trained to use these. They're not hard to use, but they are genuine lifesavers, these things. So it's a very important piece of equipment to have out here. So first day training, it says, it's a 3-day intensive course. It covers most situations we deal with. The biggest situation we have to deal with is we're not just Depenham Golf Club and a big white clubhouse down on the road. We're 260 acres above that. So if we do have an issue and we call for an ambulance, the ambulance is coming up to the clubhouse, it's going to the car park. It's not until it gets there that it finds out it's then got to trundle up 2 or 3 fairways to get to the person where the incident's happened. So we have an instant plan. Greenkeepers one mainly in the pro shop, but they're the guys who will deal with this. So if the bell goes, remember we have an emergency number, which you should all have. That rings down to the bar. It's a dedicated phone line. As soon as that message has hit the bar, and then we're all told and we mobilise very quickly. If we need defibs out on the course, whatever we need, first aid kits, we can get there fairly quickly and start dealing with the incident. So the incident is, if we've had to call for an ambulance, if it's got that serious, we have a greenkeeper will go to Warren Farm, the entrance of Warren Farm. We'll have a greenkeeper down at the entrance of the clubhouse and they will meet the ambulance and guide them out to where they need to be. We will have our gators with us. If it's pouring with rain, it's wet, the ambulance can't get up there, we will get them up there in our machines, whether it's a pickup truck. We have code words for if the helicopter needs to come as well. It's a big golf course, and if there's just 2 of you now on a fairway, it's very difficult to find. So we've got a very good instant plan in place. Hopefully we never have to use it, but it's something we do revise on a yearly basis, just so everybody's up to speed. It's also up on the mess room wall so people can read it and see it. The first aid training also means we've got first aid boxes everywhere. We're fully geared up with first aid boxes for most incidents around the club and around the course. These are looked after by a third party, by another company who come and check them, make sure they're in date. A lot of stuff's dated, so we have to make sure they're in date. So we're pretty well covered on that. We have incident plans as well. In the West Wing, there's a whole wall of incident plans we deal with, fog policies being one, which is one that gets used probably the most. And they're there for the members and for the staff, of course. We have a duty of care for people. So this is why we have these policies in, and we try and run them as efficiently as we can. I know they're an inconvenience if you come up for a game of golf and it's foggy, but they are there for duty of care. It's something we have to do. Sometimes very tricky to handle because weather does its own thing, but I think we pretty well got it. We do pretty well with it. Other than that, we also do a thing called Smart Log. So every staff member is attached to Smart Log. Smart Log is an online training for the health and safety as well. This means we sit in front of a computer. The chefs will have specific things for them. We have specific things for our team. Each department is mainly covered with trips, falls, manual handling, stuff like this. So it's about 20 minutes tutorials we do. You sit there, you get a lesson for 20 minutes, and then you have questions to answer and you have to pass. Once this has been done, this is logged onto a system which is run by Ben, and Ben monitors and makes sure everybody is up to speed with their health and safety certificates. So hopefully that's put a bit of insight into what we do behind the scenes as well. It's not just about hitting the golf ball, of course, and making sure you have a nice day. There's a lot more goes on behind the scenes, and this is ongoing, of course. It's not just one hit and we forget about it. So I hope that helps. I could start rambling if I'm not careful. So hopefully these storms don't come through and cause too much damage, and we can keep playing golf and we get this path open for you. So take care, and I'll speak to you in a couple of weeks' time. Cheerio.